Welcome to My Natural Hair Podcast. I'm Markeisha.
I'm LaDonna Sims, and we're Hair Goes 313.
Located 16824 Kercheval Avenue, Grosse Pointe, Michigan. What up, y'all?
East Side. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon.
Or evening.
It's my morning, but it's actually afternoon. It's been a while.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Yeah, so today our podcast is going to be a little different. Definitely, we're going to speak about some hair. We're going to talk about mature lock hair, something that we want to touch on for people that have mature locks that still are trying to find ways to, or have developed different things throughout the time, how we can cleanse it and how to get rid of things. And I want to touch up on community. This week has been interesting.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah, just thinking about us as a community. You know, every week I speak to you guys about that, working on yourself so we can be
the best selves we can be.
Yes, and then that way we can give love because we give ourselves love. So, and supporting people if we need help in different areas where you can find somebody that you admire or whatever. But So the quote of the day I'm gonna start off with is about community. So the greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of the members. Okay? So, in being part of a community, if something happens to someone in the community, like we had something very bad happen in the community, which, you know, people are going to have to really start watching their dogs. And us as a community have to start reaching out if we see dogs that are out here that's just wild, or you guys that are fighting dogs, or people that have dogs that should not have dogs.
Right.
If you don't take your dog, if you got a baby and you got to take your baby to the doctor, or make sure it's maintained or whatever, how you get their braces, make sure they got their shots if that's what y'all do, because it's other ways, like also feeding your baby right, making sure that they're eating right.
It could be just main things like us as a culture, us as, you know, just human beings. You need to research on how to take care of yourself. And for the dogs too, because, you know, dogs, a lot of these animals wasn't house pets, you know.
In real life, yeah. And down in the southern areas, when I grew up in the South, the dogs were outside. They were made to be outside. But the reason why I'm bringing up the dogs right now is about what happened to the young girl in Southwest Detroit, where she was mauled by a dog. And it was also known that the dogs, also in the household, the guy knew that the dogs were crazy, because once a dog gets a taste of blood, then it's out there. So it killed its own puppies. Like, they all was not their own puppies, but he had little dogs in the house. And those same dogs that was in the house, also, they killed the dog. So now these dogs is looking for blood, see this little girl, and they, you know, and nobody in the neighborhood had a gun, and, you know, somebody tried to throw a brick and they couldn't. And so even people that witnessed what happened, they need to even get counseling because of what they saw. Right. You know, like you actually seeing something that you can't do nothing about, and the dog is ripping. This is just... So at the end of the day, yes, I know people love, you know, your Rottweilers or your pit bulls or whatever, but we have to maintain them, and you have to make sure that they're locked up. And, you know, and it's unfortunate that this young man is going to have to do 2 consecutive life sentences because of this. But the lady, and when they were interviewed, they had this type of dog problem already. This is just like, I don't know, we all kind of shutting our eyes down on the wrong.
We shut our eyes, and we also we're good at not saying anything and not speaking up, and that's what community is all about. Community is speaking up when something is wrong. We need to start really saying this is wrong.
And the thing is, it's better in numbers, because if it's in numbers, one person is like one lady that's gonna call the cops and they shoot her house out, and she only one. We're not in numbers doing anything. None of us should be single-handedly doing anything, which is why I'm really about this community talk and us supporting businesses that are working and supporting people that are trying to do things that are to better the community and to better what's going on. I'm kind of sickened and a little embarrassed about this Popeye situation. Like,
before you guys leave the dog situation, can we just say that I want everybody to know that it's not the dog, that it's the owner of the dog. So if you can look at it that way, it's not the dog, it's the owner of the dog.
That's not responsible.
That's not responsible. A lot of times we get certain dogs and we don't necessarily research the background and history of the dog. Because just as humans, dogs have history too.
Yes.
What they were bred to be. Whether they were herders, whether they were killers, or not killers, but shall I say prey. They did for prey or snow, shoveling. It's different things. But us as a community, we like to just buy a dog and say, hey, we have this certain type of dog. But we don't do the necessary things to make sure our dog is correct or doing its best capabilities.
Facts. Or if you can do your best capability to take care of the animal, because that's work too.
Because pit bulls are really family dogs. They're really hunters. They're very great, smart dogs. And the negative connotation that they get is really not good. And it's not because of them, but it's because of their owners.
And definitely those people spoke out about that. Like it was people that was on the page that was, even though we have a dead girl, and even though that people are like, kill the dog, at the end of the day, that's what they're going to do. And they're going to murder the dogs. I guess they, because they're, they taste blood, and I guess that's what that is about. But yeah, that's what I was speaking about, the people taking care of your dog and knowing your species of a dog. I knew my cat that I picked out. I knew what I was supposed to do. Only thing I didn't know is like they need to eat raw food and have more prayed food, and they don't need to have dry food.
Right. It's a certain way that the animal's supposed to be fed.
So yeah, so if you want animals, guys, it's not something to just have like a doll. Just like having babies is not just having a little baby doll. It's really a real job. So make sure you get your shots out. Make sure your dogs are socialized. If they can't play out in parks with other dogs, know what to do.
Right.
But yeah, that's just something that. And so now, can we go to the Popeye situation?
Yeah.
I have one more quote, but we're not going to elaborate on it. Be the village that you want to see. Like, be the change you want to see. Be the village that you want to see. So when you see people that need help, when you see people that need a hand, we have cousins that got kids. I go watch kids. I could help you if you need to find out, how the best thing that you could do for your child. So
yeah, if you don't like a dirty city, because we go to Grosse Pointe and people, it looks so clean over there, but it's still people that are alone. I saw a lady, it went kind of viral, or maybe it was a Facebook friend. This lady get up every morning and they made a new park in our area, in a neighborhood, and she would get up and then she'll see all this trash in the park. So she gets up and clean the park, and then the next day the same thing happens where she gives up because she's by herself. If we want to keep our neighborhoods up, make sure that you throw your stuff away. Like pick up stuff off the street. Don't throw stuff around in your neighborhood just because everybody else is doing it.
Right.
We got to just start being more of a community. Now, we also need to we got to start working on ourselves and loving on ourselves. Popeye's made $23
million, because I heard it was billion, or I've seen, Facebook, you don't know anymore. So you got to do your own research, which I didn't. And I made a post and I said that they made $23 billion. Somebody told me it was million. Y'all know what it is? It's million or billion?
I don't really even think that even makes a difference.
It doesn't even matter.
Because at the end of the day, it's like we need to put our money together. Like everybody keep talking about people gentrifying neighborhoods, but we're not putting our money together, we're not trusting ourselves. We're not trusting each other. So that's why every time I do the podcast about our natural hair, I always go back to you. And so these Popeye sandwiches, guys, y'all think that's real chicken? I mean, like,
something going on, because they going crazy about this Popeye's chicken.
It was Chick-fil-A versus Popeye's chicken.
Yeah.
Originally.
Okay.
So if we look at it, all started with the Chick-fil-A versus the Popeye's chicken. And if I was eating Chick-fil-A, what I would look like versus if I was eating Popeye's chicken, what I would look like. So the whole beginning of this started as a negative connotation anyway.
Okay.
But nobody caught that, but we just added to.
We added to it. But one thing I want to point out, where's the Chick-fil-A's in the hood? There's none.
Okay, so guys, let me just. Okay, so I brought up the Popeyes situation is because like how we made money off of this. First of all, Popeyes haven't even came out with their commercial yet about their chicken sandwich. The reason why it was brought up because Popeyes never had a chicken sandwich, and Chick-fil-A has a spicy chicken sandwich, and everybody is bigging up and always like Chick-fil-A. So Chick-fil-A, they make sandwiches. We never Kentucky Fried Chicken and they made pieces of chicken. You buy buckets of chickens and stuff like that. So they came out with a spicy chicken sandwich and they were comparing it to Chick-fil-A. So they was trying to show that's how it came about because they have a chicken sandwich, a spicy chicken sandwich, and they're like, oh, but Chick-fil-A already has one. But they also was doing comparisons about Chick-fil-A as the new kid on the block. Popeyes has always been here. So that's why you see that. And now everybody lined up on it. And I'm telling you guys, I want you guys to know that they didn't even need media. They didn't have to do because we are word of mouth. Mm-hmm. We are word of mouth. But you know what? We lined up 23 million or billion for some chicken wings. I mean, really, chicken sandwich, a chicken sandwich. And it's not even a company that we own. So we got to look at that like a $3.19 sandwich, and we lined up and made them that much money in a day, and we don't even look at what we could be doing with that in our own community. We got a lot of work to do, so let's start looking at some different things that we can do about being better at the community, okay? We can also have to do some volunteer work. So everybody is spiritual people out here, right? Whatever religion you're a part of, you have to give some selfless work in your neighborhood. So let's see what we can do. Be the change you want to see. Be the community you want to see. Yeah. If you know somebody that's doing something in the neighborhood that you can support, that you have a feeling for, want to learn more about, volunteering is the best thing. When I wanted to do something in fashion, it was like in New York at the time, people were doing videos, and I would try to help out a stylist and work for free so I can learn how to what it's like to do videos and stuff. It's a long day of job. It's a long job. But those little videos that you see done, that you see people do, that's not a quick. It's work. It's sometimes that's a 12-hour to 18-hour day that's catered, clothes that's been used through different designers. So you know it's an entity of a big thing. Like hip hop was like dealing with clothes, and we were pulling together stuff where now these brands are big now because the people pull together. So hip hop, or if you study how hip hop happened, or if you study how groups started, or you study how Kanye even got to get an ear, it's like that grind that you don't never get to see. So I don't know if people think everything is so easy, but we're going to have to change that thought. Everything is not easy and quick. Everything, you got to be good at anything, you have to do the work. And, volunteering and doing stuff like that. Supporting black businesses. If you like a black business that's doing something, and this means supporting and helping, not robbing people, not taking something that somebody already got going and diluting it because you think you can do it better than. No, we got to come together and help people to make more things. We have too many Indians and no chiefs, and nobody want to help. And I don't really even like that word. A person that's already in position to do something, we should help them be better at it. Right. And with that being said, you can find your way through that. The other thing is, I don't know. That just got to me, guys. I just really think that we should find ways to put money together.
We have to,
in a good way.
We out here looking real stupid. I'm just gonna break it down. We're not looking good out here. We don't own anything. I know a lot of black business, but as far as owning our grocery stores, owning blocks and just communities of us thriving and helping each other, I don't see that.
It's there. We just have to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do. So that's when it's Googling all the black-owned businesses in your neighborhood. That's understanding that, hey, you may not have to be able to go to your neighborhood grocery store. You may have to drive 15 or 20 minutes a little bit further to make sure you do support your neighborhood, your Black-owned business. But a lot of us, we get a little lazy on the drive time or the walk time, and we just don't do that. So we just have to make it within ourselves to make sure we support Black businesses. And it doesn't matter if we got to do 15
and businesses
minutes.
that support hiring Black people too, and making sure. So definitely we want to. It's people. I want to give a shout out to people that are doing it. It's a lot of us in Detroit that are doing great things, and they do get support. I get a lot of support. I want to thank everybody that support Here Goes 313, that even support the line that I love, and I love supporting Zeresh. Like it's a lady that I use her products, Mia Fresh. I love her products, and she's been doing this for over 20 years. And a person that came out with her own line because she had lupus, and then now I like her line. I follow Carol's daughter. I supported Carol's daughter. I support poetry artists. Like, I just like people that do poetry, so I just go support different things that I like. So I try to buy Black. I go to Spectacles. I go to Flows. It's no problem. And I go to the Peacock Room. She support different things in our area too. So it's white people that are out here that's doing some supportive things, and just, that's doing some grassroots things. We're about to do a Detroit is Different festival coming up in October.
October the 24th. A
beautiful building that a grassroots people that made a beautiful building that has a gallery, a stage, a place where we can just do vendoring in the middle of the hood. Like I think it's on
at the address
Park
right
Side.
here. Is this is the address right there. Oh, Anthony Arts, 3000 Finkel Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48238. And it's called Andy Arts.
So it's a beautiful building, and they did a lot of great work with that. So us working together has to be the goal. So going forward, that's it. So I know we took a lot of time on that, but my whole
it was needed.
So today, I wanted to talk about mature lock care. Just so we're going to do this in a I'm not going to rush it, but just like to throw some things out there about maintaining your loan lock. So, my crush today is Fool Boy Marley. He's a Detroit artist. He's been my client since, I don't know, I think I've been doing this hair for about 5-6 years now. And he has mature locks, very long locks. He's been coming to me, so he doesn't have any buildup or any length or anything, and I'm really happy about that.
She's patting her back, y'all.
I'm patting my back. Yes, I am. Yeah,
because they see us now.
I'm patting my back on this, but definitely lock care, mature lock care. So I have a lot of clients that do have mature locks. It's a lot of different ways that you can maintain your locks. So I like the pound roll method. I like the interlocking method. But I don't like to interlock often. It depends on what type of hair you have. So with mature locks, I can tell you why you would interlock and why you would pound roll. Pound roll, if you have a very tight coil pattern, then and it doesn't unravel easy, then you can just do your pound rolls, and it'll normally last for you for 3 to 6 weeks. If you are active and a sweater and a swimmer, then I would say you can get your interlocking, but I would recommend that to be done twice a month. Once every 2 months, once every 2 months for interlocking, because I don't really like the idea of snagging and pulling hair at the root, so, or people that have loose curl patterns, then I would recommend the interlocking as your way of touch up. Far as the lock care, I think it's very important for you to keep your locks. A lot of people say that their locks are heavy over time, and I think it's because you use some things that may not come out the lock, and it makes the lock heavy. I also had some issues with my hair where I had some detoxing come out of my locks, out of my scalp, which made some buildup get on my locks. So I had to do different things. So it's a couple of things that I got from some of my clients. One of them was Tanae. Tanae has shared with me, she has very long locks, so she will, if you have a lot of buildup, you can like walk around the house with a bag and you have your hair and put some vinegar and some shampoo and let it sit on your hair and let it just get all the build out and marinate while you clean up the house, or have a lock sock on your hair or wrap your hair up in a towel and just go about your day, and then you can come in the shower and just rinse off the buildup. It's a way that you can use your whole tub and put vinegar in the tub, apple cider vinegar, let it and baking soda, and just let your locks soak so you can get all that buildup up. I've noticed that some of our clients that have gotten buildup or lint that came into your locks. If you have mature locks, it's very, very hard to get the lint outside of your locks without actually picking the whole lock out.
Right.
So I recommend you to do something like a henna, or they have natural dyes that you can use like that are of fruits and vegetables, or dyes or pigments if you want to pick that out, or you can just dye your hair black to get the build out. But there's no way that I can get white lint out of your hair. So I know that that's the only option that you'll be able to do, is finding something that you can, like henna or something that can color the lint to the color of your hair to be able to take that out. But other than that, to go forward, you might want to make sure that you are wearing sweaters that don't snag, things that don't rub against your hair, and because sometimes it'll just become part of your lock, and there's nothing really you can do about locks or lint getting in your hair, but making sure that you keep your hair up in certain times. To all my plant workers or people that work out in the industry and they have to cover their locks up, it's important for you to make sure that your scalp still gets sunlight. It's important for you to mist your hair and add oil, then wrap your hair up. Always love on your scalp, from the scalp to the hair out, and keep it moisturized. And you can do that, it don't have to be an everyday thing, but you can do it every day. I do something to my hair every day, at least misting it and adding oil, and just keeping the hair separated, so they're not kissing. Another thing I recommend is lock soaks. We offer lock soaks and steaming. So sometimes the products that we use, we have amino acids and hair food that's like black seed oil, hemp seed oils, jojoba oils, that if we put it on your hair and put you under the steamer, it's actually opening the pores up and actually going right into your scalp and feeding your hair. So that's something that you can definitely want to add, or ask any of your loctician people out in the world, if you have those things, to ask your loctician if they offer those services, and if they don't, we do.
Or we could tell you where to go also if we don't do that service. There's also some, if you have your favorite blanket that's red or blue, just wrap your hair up. You just know you got to wrap your hair up. And there's also some different techniques that I've been looking at on YouTube when you have very mature locks, that you could brush your locks before you shampoo. So, and it's on dry hair. You brush your locks,
and that's a softer brush. It's not like we're not talking about an abrasive one, like just one that's like. Yeah, it's like dusting your locks off. Huh?
Yeah. So they brush their locks lightly. Just check it out on YouTube, and it gets most of the lint out, But some locks you just got to go through, and if you could pick it off the surface, you can. So you just want to avoid anything that's going to tag onto your locks. If you see that your favorite cover is, messing with you, and I'm guilty. I like to lay down and not cover my hair, but I do have a silk pillowcase. I do have a satin pillowcase, and probably 9 times out of 10, I will go to sleep with nothing on. I just go to sleep and I just like bunch my head up at the and the pineapple on top of the pillow. So yeah, you just want to be aware and check out your hair and look at your hair, because some people don't even know what's going on with their hair. They leave it up to the stylist to tell them everything. We do tell you stuff, but you also have to be just aware of your hair and what's going on. If it's thinning, if you're losing something, it's always best to itch with the pads of your fingers and not your fingernail, because fingernails tear out follicles. Just be aware of certain things like that.
Yeah, and if you also having any problems with your hair falling, like if you losing hair, or if you find that you're starting to have your hair recede back or something, sometimes I would tell you sometimes over styling could thin the hair at scalps. thin the hair. So sometimes you also need to have your hair loose and let it go and let it breathe without getting styled. So sometimes if your stylist do try to tell you, like, I've had people come and try to talk about other stylists, and I'm not really a person that's like, I try to listen to what they say the stylist said. And if she did say something, it might be some truth to it. But I'm not a person that's going to, some people are not going to give you styles if your hair is not strong enough for it, or you've been having your hair, you have long, mature locks, but it's been wear and tear on it because you constantly keep locking it or keep doing different styles where it's not able to swell and breathe, where it's like kind of always stuck in a certain way because you always get two-strand twists, or you always get permanent styles and stuff. So we just want you, the mature locks, you don't even have to use clips either. Sometimes you can tighten up your hair at home and pound roll it into itself until it locks into itself. A little circle. So it's like, you're pound rolling your hair into itself without a clip, because it's so long, you don't need clips anymore. So
I think we're running out of time, so let's get into the hair crush, and
okay,
we could wrap it up. So I'm gonna have LaDonna introduce him again, and then he's gonna give you all his links and how to contact him, because he's busy. I'm surprised he's here today.
Hey, Marley. Okay, our food boy Marley is my hair crush of the day. I think that he always keep his hair up, even when he don't look good with his hair. He's like, today he doesn't feel that confident about his hair. But again, this is called letting your hair breathe.
Just let it do what it do. It's clean.
Let it do what you do.
Because LaDonna done washed it. She took care of it.
So it's like being a little free. I like the fact that he like all of his stages. So when I do his hair, be fresh to death in the beginning, and he be feeling himself in the mirror all in front of me, like showing off and stuff, like I'm pretty, I'm fine. But at the end of the day, you'll see him in the videos, and I'll be like, this dude didn't come see me. But the thing is, Marley, a lot of my clients, I think it's important for you to let your hair breathe and get the natural. And so when we think about this fuzz in our hair, like today, I tricked my hair. I always
just
do a little front,
yeah.
do a little front, and I kind of did some stuff in the back too. But sometimes I just miss my hair and let it be, and let the sun do it, and it just ends up having it loves it. So actually your strands is really reaching out to the sun. So I want us to sometimes really rethink what neatness is. Like, I know you like your hair neat all the time, but sometimes embrace the natural nap of it. And I think the more that we're getting into it, we're so used to this neat, perfect look that it's also kind of cool to have your hair. Like, I can still run through my hair even though it has a nape in it. Or even looking at Marquisha hair, you just see it just reaching to the sun, and that's what your hair wants. And it wants to be moisturized and full, and let it just do what it do. So I love it when even when I do some of my young clients' hair, it'll be neatly to the back, and then when you see them, when it's like that natural teenager unruly hair. Do you remember that stage, Marley, when it just did what it wanted to do?
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah, some people hair just look electric. Like, how did your hair just come out like that? Even looking at Joe Beck, his hair is just electric.
Up and then it grows
yes,
down.
And so sometimes when it grows, some of my clients' hair naturally just grow down. And so I just love all the stages. So Marley, I'm so proud of him. This has been a big year for you.
Yes.
I don't know if I can get real personal here.
I don't care, whatever.
You had surgery, heart surgery.
Uh-huh.
That had
Open
to be
heart
scary.
surgery.
Yep.
So could you tell us about that? And is that something that happened in your family, or are you the first of this happening in your family?
First, I had to get an aortic valve replacement. My blood, it wasn't, over time, as it circulated, it would have clogged up. And I could eventually die, so they had caught it beforehand. And it was like an 8-hour surgery. I had it in that was December 5th.
So that was before the new year, the end of 2018.
Yeah.
Yes.
But my recovery and all that was basically the whole 2019. Yeah.
Wow. So what how did you know that
Well, I didn't. That's the crazy part. I kind of just went to the hospital, like, because I had pain in my calf muscle at first, and then I had pain in my hip. And I started walking on it, and after a while, it just got, like, the pain got unbearable, and that's when I went to the hospital, and that's when they told me.
Wow.
And it was crazy, yeah. I'm just like, I went for some other reason.
Yeah, because
it's like, we're going to keep
the body and the organs, everything is connected, mostly, like, inside the gut. So that streams down to your legs, your gut, your arms. So a lot of people that have heart conditions, they feel stuff in their arms. They feel stuff in their face and their legs sometimes. So, yeah, it's good that you really paid attention to your body and you was like, what, something ain't right.
Yeah, because I ain't going to lie. Like, at first, I was just kind of, like, holding it off.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. I just looked at it like it's temporary pain. Like, it's going to go away.
Right.
And it just never did. So,
it just kept reoccurring.
It reoccurred, like, somewhere else. It went from my calf muscle good. Then it went to my hip.
So it was coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on my way to the hospital, I was in the car. My whole side, like whole left side, was just pure pain. It was just my left though. It wasn't my right.
Wow.
So I'm thinking that that must have been the right side of the brain control. I don't know.
A lot of stuff
the opposite.
A lot of stuff occurs on that side when it deals with the heart. Okay. Yeah.
But okay, so this is the other thing. So with all of that going on, he came out hitting this is the thing. This dude in the hospital did video. He was promoting music during he was making his own videos. He made the best of this experience because I'm looking at it like I'm heartbroken. Me and Markeisha like heart surgery. We might look. Whoa, this is a lot. And I just applaud how you did it. I mean, like, and at the end of the day, I know it was scary, but it's like people need to know that you still got to push through, even though. Mm-hmm. So he did videos. Now he wrote songs for people. Mm-hmm.
Tell us about yourself.
Come on.
All right, so
brag now. It's time to brag.
No, what it was after surgery, I wasn't mentally right, and I didn't feel comfortable being an artist because I just felt like I'd probably be talking about stuff that maybe I shouldn't right now, like, you know, because I was angry, I was mad at certain things, how it turned out, and who wasn't there, who was there, and things like that, and I just felt like I wasn't in the right space to be talking right now, and I had to get my thoughts all the way together, and as I was taking a break from the music, somebody reached out to me to write them a song, and then from there, we went into management, and I started managing her, and I fell in love with playing the whole background thing because, for one, I knew I always could do it, and I know I always wanted to do it. I just didn't know when, and I feel like this is like a perfect start, like a head start for me to start my own label and start my own like little movement. And I'm just really trying to take advantage of it. I don't mind playing the background. I'm still going to get in my artistry, you know, but...
The background's nice sometimes, though.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Because Jay-Z and all them, they background to death.
Yeah, they the goats for real.
Yeah.
Jay-Z a goat.
Okay.
Go
ahead. No.
So, new music for you is a little bit back. So now let's talk about... let's talk about MT.
Okay.
MT is an artist from Detroit, and her new song is pretty hot.
So she got a new song called Friday. It's going crazy right now. Like the city, like is really embracing it, and they doing videos after videos, and it's so dope. She been doing it without radio play, so I think it's dope. Like to me, when I see them videos and there's no radio play, to me that tells me that these people looked up her name in Apple Music or YouTube and played it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it just came on and they was listening to it.
Right.
They actually took the initiative to listen to it. So I think that's dope. We starting to get into the radios a little bit here and there, but I don't feel like it's that important right now.
Now when you have social media.
Yeah, social media is powerful.
And that's just something that we can look at, like we're going back to the Popeyes thing.
Yes.
Like I just like that creating a movement, like even with Kari and Joe Black with the Detroit is different. It's like trying to create a movement. Like we have our own radio shows or TV shows or things that we can support. So could you shout out some of the stuff that you want to put out here that we should be supporting? Like far as like, you know.
Like businesses or?
No, not businesses. Like for you. Like, okay, so you have...
Okay, so...
It's Matasha, right?
Yeah, Matasha.
I like her a lot.
You do?
I like her.
Yeah, they call her MT. That's why LaDonna called her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like her though.
Yeah, she's dope. So yeah, we got Matasha working very hard, female artist out of Detroit.
Can you spell that out for us?
MATASHIA. That's her Instagram.
Okay.
Big MT for short.
Okay.
I call her T.
I'm already following.
What's your Instagrams? You got two.
Fool Boy Marley is my my actual Instagram. Then I have a videographer Instagram. It's You Need Footage Fool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the other Instagram. It's like my movement, like my label, and it's Fool Boy Enterprise.
Okay. And we'll have all this stuff in the description for you so you can look it up.
Alrighty, so again, how did you come up with Fool Boy Marley though?
Alright, so that's funny, yeah. So my homeboy, Doozy, he came up with the whole Fool Boy thing, I believe, like the whole Fool Boy thing. Like I think I seen him tweet it or something.
Okay.
And I just liked it. That's how I felt I was. I'm like, I'm a Fool Boy. And we would go around the city, and we was this when we was young, and we would just do dumb stuff like we'd be fooling. You know what I'm saying? So we would call each other Fool Boys. And from there, I wanted a 3-word name instead of like a 2, because everybody got like a 2, so I wanted a 3, so I put the Fool Boy Marley. Marley was with, the locks.
With the locks, We're going to have to get a back view so people could see, put it over your shoulder or something.
No woman.
Okay, look. Those are mature locks, y'all.
Oh, you have a couple of cameras going?
How long have you been locked?
It's been 10, 11 years now.
Oh my gosh! So he's a grown.
Yeah, he's a mature locks, even though he's a kid. I mean, I'm just joking.
Since 11th grade, I think I started. This lady named Charlene started me out. She didn't know what she was doing. She just braided my hair, you know what I'm saying? And I just, one day
so you started off with braids?
Yeah, I had braids.
Wow.
And then one day she just dreaded me up. And then from there, I think I went to Twister, then I went to LaDonna. And then ever since, I haven't left LaDonna.
Okay, so you didn't start off with braids. She was braiding you up, and you started off with like twister coils for your locks?
Like just little twisties. Because I was scared to lock them, I was trying to, yeah, but she not no loctician or whatever. She braid, but she did a straight job.
Yeah, she did. I like the space.
And I love his size.
Yeah, I like the size. I'm glad they're not small.
Right. Yeah. And real quick before we end this, do you see yourself with locks forever, ever, or do you?
Yeah, it's a long story behind my hair, but I can't cut my hair. It's over.
I'm not trying to cut mine either.
Yeah.
Me neither.
But you technically do cut yours.
No, I don't.
No, she don't. Oh, we about to have this discussion. We ran out of time.
No. I'm just saying I didn't. The color broke off.
Oh, okay. My hair is confused.
We talked about that. Now y'all can see how the color was. And if you go to some pictures on our Instagram, it's Hair Goes 313. You can see in the picture where she had the color at her ends, and eventually it just.
Okay. I thought you'd be cutting your hair because that's what my friend used to do. He used to just cut it at a certain length.
Yeah, it looked like I had the same length for about 5 years.
Check her out next year, though. Check her out next year. She's gonna be good.
Yeah,
I passed her up.
Yeah, everybody passed me up. Everybody that I started locks. I mean, even Shanika. I mean, all of my clients is
they asked the same thing that you asked.
Did you cut your hair?
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay. Also, I wanted to shout out that this video that's done by her, this Fool Boy is fooling. Like, okay, so you writing music, you videotaping it. So again, what's that? It's called
You Need Footage Fool.
You Need Footage Fool.
You Need Footage Fool.
Yeah, so You Need Footage. We are recorded by
simple, promo is affordable.
Very.
I just be trying to work with people,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to build something. So if y'all work with me, I'll work with y'all.
Okay. And that's what.
And I think you can reach
about.
that. You can reach that on Facebook. I mean on Instagram as well. Like they can DM you and everything. And then shout out to Joe Black, our producer here, for always looking out for us every Sunday.
Yes, every Sunday.
Guest here.
And definitely, I want to shout out. This is the second time my sister has been here with us, and I am so proud.
It looks like she's going to be a reoccurring guest.
I would like that. I would really like that.
I wouldn't be mad.
I forgot that we were videotaping, so you may see my eyes closed because I took a herb bath today with chamomile and ginseng and ginger.
Cause she a savage,
and
y'all.
elderberry.
She a
Like
savage.
it was amazing today. I did a detox. So
and guys, this is the first. This is the first almost hour long that we have. So we're definitely gonna be.
It's gonna be.
Joe is gonna be in our pockets today. No, Joe, he can keep it going. I mean, this is our first long one. Maybe we're gonna have to do some long ones in some 30 minutes. It's been a while. So it's been a while. So we haven't been putting up anything. But Joe Black is gonna have us out there pretty soon. We did a lot of coverage, but so just check us out. And thank you everybody that's been checking out and subscribing to us and listening to us. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Food Boy, and my sister Nichelle Sims.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
My government name,
Nikki Sims. That's okay. Nikki Sims. Hit her up on
nowhere.
All right, love you guys. Have a good one.
Remember to like, share, subscribe, and always listen on Stitcher, Google Play, Apple Store, and Spotify.
This is the Detroit is Different podcast network, the culture of an American classic city.